So we have a very raw audio podcast coming out right now, and if you take value from these, I will continue to make them. If people post on my stories, tag me, share them with your friends, leave us a 5-star review, because we're really trying to push up the audio downloads in terms of what we're doing on the podcast. And I want to give you as much specific value as I can. Now, what I'm going to tell you, which I'm doing for next year, is very the opposite of what I would tell most people to do, and probably opposite of what I've always done. I basically have anti-goals for next year. So my plan is essentially not to put pressure on myself and think about the way we grow our business is we don't try and find the magical unicorn to ride into the room. We have the system that works. We optimize the system that works. We bring in better people into the system to run the system, and we keep improving and optimizing. The biggest thing that fucks most people up when their business is scaling is they get distracted. They go and do the wrong thing. They try and deal with the wrong problem, and they take on more stuff that creates more problems. Now, all you need to do if you want to be successful next year is think, the system I have right now, is it scalable? Is my business growing? Cool. I probably just need to keep doing more of that and keep focusing on scaling that. And what you actually need to do is identify what the current problems are in your business and the system, and identify the number one. And the reality is, if you don't deal with that big problem, what happens if you double your business or triple your business in the next 6 months, is what we do with most of our clients, then that problem will become fucking way bigger to deal with. And I see this a lot happen where entrepreneurs kick the can down the road with problems they don't want to deal with. Now, one of the key components and traits you need to have as an owner of a business is courage. You have to have the ability to make the difficult decision and be incredibly decisive. I speak to entrepreneurs all the time, and the people who I see crush and the people who I see fold, there's one character trait I see over anything: decisiveness. And I know when someone's going to do well or they won't. Say if they join 7-figure scaling systems, if they're umming and erring whether they need help building your own business, it's like, dude, it's your fucking business. I don't really care. I'm already rich. Like, transparently, like, I'm good. Like, you have to take ownership, understand, like, there's more in it for you watching this podcast, getting value, that you can build your business, than I'm going to get out the back into this. I do this because I like to share my own thoughts and give value to the potentially younger version of myself who was confused, lost, overwhelmed, anxious, building this business in a fucking shed in the garden in Surrey. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any guidance. And there's a lot of people out there who are teaching shit they've never done, and they don't actually give the right advice at the right time to get you to where you want to be. I've taken a lot of heavy hits on the way in terms of building the business and getting to the point I am right now. And it's been a very painful process. And I look back and it doesn't have to be anything like that. But I just didn't know what I didn't know. And there was no one there to teach me. And my job right now is to teach the younger version of myself. And that could be potentially you be listening to this. Now, with that, one of the things that actually cripples a lot of entrepreneurs is putting too much pressure around themselves around financial numbers. Now, I'm a numbers guy. I specifically am like, dude, the first thing I do every morning is look at a projection of how much money we're making every month, how much profit we're going to make. That's like what I look at. However, I'm trying to distance my emotional happiness and also my decision making from that. Because what happens is you have a stock market mentality with the way you conduct your business. The way you need to think going into 2025 is a process-orientated thought process, not a goal-orientated process. So right now, get a pen and paper and write down what are the processes in your business you need to optimize to make more money, have more time, be less stressed, and get exactly where you want to be. And then you just fucking do those things as well as you can. And the secret to this is do not have 100 things. Generally, the less you can have, the better. For 2025, I will set personal goals every year. I limited myself to have 3. Why did I limit myself to have 3 when last year I think I had like 8? Because it then means I have singularity of focus. I know that's controversial because that's 3 things, but ideally you would have one thing. Focus on one thing all the time. And in your business, you need to identify what the thing is that's holding you back. And if you're not sure, you need to sit down and think and reflect, review, audit, dig, and it will come to you. And if it won't, a lot of that sometimes is having the right people around you in your field of awareness, and it'll trigger something. You'll be like, holy shit, I'll give an example. A lot of our clients who crush it do 600 to 800 follow-up messages a day on Instagram. One of them mentioned this at the event in Marbella in July in the summer. And everyone was like, well, holy shit, I'm doing like 150 to 200. If I 3x my follow-up volume, I'll book more calls and make more money. Maybe you, like, that's probably a fairly obvious conclusion you would. But they weren't aware of that. And this is why one of the things holding you back right now is your field of awareness. If you do not have the right group of people around you, you do not have the right guidance to get you to where you want to be, you will struggle to get there because you do not know what you do not know. And you do not even know some of these things exist. In particular, some of the things that are coming out over the next few months in terms of AI, technology, social media updates, because the landscape of online coaching and business is changing very, very quickly. And the doors are closing, and the analogy I would give is you need to get growth to get stability, so you have a point of establishment where you can then grow from and you've got a good platform. If you are not in that position right now, you need to work very, very quickly. And if you are in that position, you need to not get complacent. Because the big thing I see stifle so many entrepreneurs is like, well, I'm making like a 50 grand a month, I'm good. I'm making 30 grand a month, I'm good. Like, that's retarded. I actually, a guy messaged me on Instagram. He's like, oh yeah, I've been barely working the last few months. We're making like 30K a month. And also my crypto portfolio doubled. I made like 100 grand. I'm like, that's cool, dude. I made way more than that. I'm like, but reality is your business could go to shit. You don't have financial freedom. There's no guarantees of anything. All you're doing is you're telling your subconscious a lie that you do not need to work as fucking hard as you need to work. The reality is you are going to regret the decisions you are making right now, because the hard work you put in right now is what will pay off for you in 1 year's time, 2 years' time, 3 years' time. I have the life I have right now because of the stuff I endured over the last 5, 6, 7 years. And that's where once you get to a certain point of success, your business gets to a certain size, it will start to run itself. You just need to steer it. And when you get to a certain point of wealth, your wealth will just grow. Even if I look at my crypto, for example, it doubled in the last month. Pretty wild. I have a significant portfolio. Like, I haven't done anything other than do nothing. I bought it and I just waited. And something to think about. Money loves speed, wealth loves time. So if you want to make money, you need to act fast. And if you want wealth, you just need to invest that money and let it sit over a period of time in the right assets. And that's one of the key things we do in 7-Figure Scaling Systems is we help you to build businesses that generate huge amounts of positive net cash flow. So you have time freedom, financial freedom, location freedom, and invest that into assets such as cryptocurrency and real estate. To the point we actually have a lady who's doing a coaching call on the mastermind today in terms of how to invest into crypto into 2025 to make more money, because the goal is your business creates money, you invest, that money then grows, has babies, multiplies, and you create so much wealth that you're in a position you don't even have to work anymore. And that's when this thing you do for work is just for fun and as a plaything rather than something has pressure on. And how much fun would your business be and how well would you do if you weren't under pressure to have to close the sales call, to coach the client? You were doing it through a want rather than a need. And my goal for you listening to this and the content I make and then what we're giving out is to get you in a position where in your life you only live in a certain way. And that's because you want to do something, not because you need to do something. And that's where you're in a powerful position and you can conquer anything you want. And this comes down to just having the right mindset, the right frameworks, the right people around you, the right systems, putting in the effort over time and being consistent. And remember, consistency will beat intensity every day of the week. I see people who work very intensely and then they fucking fall off of their business. I've been in this industry for 7-8 years. Most of the people I start, like nearly no one who I started with is still doing this. A lot of them gone to do other stuff. They failed. It worked for a bit and they stopped. Do you want to be a failure or do you want to be doing this in 10 years' time? Do you want to go back to the job you had before? Do you want to make less money in 2025? Because all of these things are your own conscious choice. And for me as a man, the goal is to constantly level up and get better and better and better. And the biggest take I'm going to give you to do that is to focus on the things you need to get better at, the process to do that, and that will then help you to achieve the goals you want in 2025. So fuck the goals, think about the process and what the processes need to be, limit those specifics, find the people to help you, which we can at 7-Figure Scaling Systems, and you will conquer 2025. If you took value from the podcast, make sure you share it with a friend, leave us a 5-star review, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you want help in terms of scaling your business, drop a message at Charlie Johnson Fitness or hit the link below this video, book in a free call to find out how we can help you. Goodbye.